Hannoush from Dell Technologies and Hiba Khayata from AUS, American University of Sharjah. Really happy to have you with us. And allow me, I've read this morning something that really touched me, being a working mom myself. And it says, today we say thank you to all working women. We are in awe of you, inspired and moved. We see you juggling so much, disciplined in your drive and determination and ability to switch gears, focus and make your time count. You're efficient and organized, and you have thoughtfully and purposefully arranged your priorities. You set a wonderful example for your children, living and leading by that example. You teach the values of hard work, dedication and commitment, responsibility and self-motivation. And you make an important contribution outside the house as well as inside. I want you to know that you're admired and respected in both worlds for all that you manage and especially for all that you give. And you take care of yourself and everyone around you. Thank you. Thank you so much for all your efforts, for your commitment and devotion, ladies. And thank you for being part of our International Women's Day. On behalf of Digital DEWA Team Corporate Affairs and Business Support, we extend our gratitude for investing your time this morning with us to share your experiences. Our event today, it talks about women in leadership, having a career aspirations while achieving the work-life balance. And since this year, the International Women's Day theme by the UN Women talks about I choose to challenge. I choose to challenge the stereotypes. I choose to challenge the stigma around working women, but I also choose to seek and celebrate your achievements and having the power and the commitment to drive through your life and making sure that you're present in your kids' life and in your family, supporting them, yet supporting yourself for achieving and going forward to achieve your goals. Allow me, before we all start and kick off our event this morning, to invite all the participants in turning on their camera. And we do the I Choose to Challenge to be part of the international, worldwide, global campaign this year. You can definitely use that screenshot that we'll be sharing after the event to post it on your social media channels. So attendees, panelists, and moderator, I would like you to turn on your camera and join us to pledge to choose to challenge. So please turn on the camera if whoever, all the participants, please.
What about the men? Shall we raise our
all
hand?
And men.
We are
I'm actually thanking the men before the women for celebrating. That tells a lot about you guys.
Yeah, Arban Saeed, please raise your hand and say I challenge.
And make sure that you're. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna. Anyone else would like to join us? Okay. So I choose, make sure you smile, draw a big smile on your face. And the picture is captured. Thank you so much for being part of the session. I would like to take us now and give the stage for Dr. Esam, our moderator. Thank you so much, Dr. Esam, for your time and for investing and showing a commitment and respect to women by being the moderator of our session. The floor is yours.
Thank you. First of all, good morning, and again we say Happy Women Days to all of you. I was asking actually asked by Widad to be a moderator today, and it's actually his honor to me to be a moderator for all of you and to get little bit some experience from you. Usually, Saqrat, most of the time he said like a woman genius lies in her heart. I don't know if you believe that or not, but we are actually, as a man, we are trying to learn from your heart. Now, going to the subjects, as you know that, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Esam AlFalasi. I'm the CTO and Moro Hub. So again, it's a pleasure to be with you today. Usually, the society and the cultures, they are require certain things from the woman. For example, preparing new generations, taking care about the home, but at the same time, the woman as a human, they have some desires and she have also the dream. Now, in order to achieve their dream, probably she have a lot of challenges. So this event today, I am happy that to sit with all of you and to hear from the speakers how we can close this gap, which is between the society need and between the work-life needs, how we can close this gap in order to achieve or in order to achieve your dream as a woman. So I will start with Abeer, but before I will start, I would like you, Abeer, to introduce yourself, and then I will ask you my questions. So, Lord.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. My name is Abeer Alsharaf. I am Senior Manager Enterprise Systems Department from the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority. I am part of the big family of the Innovation and the Future Division, which plays an integral role in the futuristic and in the authority itself. This is very brief. Moro, mainly they know me because I have been working closely with them in many of the IT automation or the migration or be whatever IT technologies that we have been in engagement lately.
Okay, thank you, Abeer. Abeer, my questions will be similar to my introduction, which is closing the gap. So we would like to know, as the audience, we would like to know how did you achieve the work-life balance?
Balancing the professional and the personal life can be challenging, but at the same time, it is very essential. This is a very interesting matter. Live to work or work to live. It is a question that we ask ourselves each and every day since we wake up and start our day. And also many members of the modern workforce are asking themselves. For many people, work finishes at the end of the working day. But for many others, it can eat into the evening and maybe it goes even towards the weekend. Now, we have different types of employees. Some employees welcome this idea, but others abhor it. They are not interested and they are more into handling their personal life during the weekend. Although employers alone cannot provide 100% work-life balance for the employees, who are they taking care of? I think that employees have to take some responsibility to change their attitudes to work and the home life and make a balance between them. Now, Dr. Esam, creating a harmonious work-life balance and to improve not only our physical, emotional, mental, even well-being, but it's also important for our career progression where we are today. Before, in my early years, since I started my work, it was said that the work-life balance is less about dividing the hours of the day evenly between my work and even between my personal life. It's more of having a flexibility to get things done in the professional life while still having some time and energy to enjoy my personal life, even before I'm having my children, Allah yahfadhum. There may be some days where we work longer hours, and because the work يعني necessities, as we say. But we also need to have some time later during the week to enjoy other activities, to have that bond between with our يعني personal life, or let's say our family. After working for more than 20 years in a private and government sectors, I believe that there are many ways that we can create a better work-life balance, which can be summarized in a very brief statements. يعني. For example, the most important one that I accepted it after having the experience of the life is to accept that there is no perfect work-life balance. It goes and comes. It depends on the person itself, يعني, how he will accept that thing. The most important also one point is to find a job that you love. The more that you have devotion, the more that you have passion, and you like what you are doing, and be happy with it, regardless what could be the consequences or the matter surrounding it, then you will be doing perfect and as you at work. Of course, and I always say to our engineer, Mr. Matar al-Mheri, prioritize your health, prioritize that you need to take care, you need to rest, and you need to take care of your health being and so on. The other part is don't be afraid to unplug things. Don't be afraid to say, no, I cannot do it at this time because maybe I'm fully occupied between a lot of work necessities that I'm working with. Another point also is that it's very important to set goals and prioritize and stick to them. That and enable it by setting boundaries and working hours. In brief, I think work-life balance means different things to different people because after all, we all have different life commitments. And our always onward balance is a very personal thing, and only me who can decide the lifestyle that suits me best. That's
Okay.
all.
So what you are trying to say here, Abeer, that the most important things is to prioritize the workload. Is that
Yes.
which is
Yes.
some of the tips. Okay, this leads me, Abeer, to other questions, which is, you know, that His Highness Sheikh Hamdan now he announced the rules, or the say, which is working from home. So do you support this kind of rules, which is working from the home?
طبعا highly I supported Dr. Esam. Honestly, last year when we have started to work from home, and at the same time our children started to be at home at the same time. يعني if you remember, it was between March, I think, last year 2020. At the beginning, it was very difficult days because I need to be at the meetings using Skype or MS Teams or whatever. At the same time, I need to attend the classes and make sure that my child who is in grade 4 is attending the class. He is knowing how to go to the subject, and then from the subject to the folder of the day, and then to the class, and so on. And unfortunately, also that days, also we had a lot of internet glitches. At maybe, I'm not sure, maybe because of the workload or something. So, but after some time now, today, my son, he's knowing, he knows how to deal and to be available in the classes. At the same time, I'm able to focus and be fully engaged with my working day. Yes, it is a very good opportunity. We are performing maybe extra than before, because we have to also remember a fact that we are not leaving home, so we are not spending time in the travel. We are not also spending time to travel between offices location, because earlier it was a matter of importance that we are physically available for some meetings, especially when it comes to our leadership levels. So it is a very good opportunity. We encourage it to continue. And I think that in order to be productive and so on, it is a self-commitment. It is a self-driven thing. Yani, we don't need to be having that close attention. No, we need to work in freedom and precisely delivering the things that is expected from us.
Thank you, Abby. This is actually lead me to the second speaker, which is Rania. Rania, for your information, she is working in Dell Technologies marketing. So we will come to know today how she's gonna market her life in order to challenge us. She, in the beginning, she said that she raised her hand and she said, I choose to challenge. So we need you, Rania, today to challenge us. How you gonna market your life in order to believe that the question which is coming to you, which is, do you believe actually that you achieve a work-life balance? Because in the beginning, if you remember that, if you memorize that, I say there will be some challenges between the work life and between the human life. So we need to know from your experience, how, do you believe that you achieve the work-life balance? Floor is yours. Please introduce yourself, Rania, and let's get from your experience.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Esam, Abeer, Hiba. Happy International Women's Day to everyone. And as Dr. Esam mentioned, I'm Rania Hannoush, the UAE Marketing Manager for Dell Technologies. I've been with them for the last 2 years. I have, what I'm going to do is answer the work-life balance question by Dr. Esam from a personal experience, which takes me a bit back, where I was always driving a career life since the time I graduated. I've studied marketing. I'm working in marketing. So this goes back to the point that Abeer addressed, that always choose to do what you love, as you will be successful in it and you'll be more passionate about it. The challenge that I encountered is I got married quite young after graduating and started my career in a multinational IT company here in Dubai. I was actually employee number 6. And as my career progressed, I grew and then had my second child. And then at the time we were able to travel and go all around the world. Then my career became very challenging to balance work and life. And I was feeling that I was missing out on raising my kids, educating my kids, being home with my kids. Although even back then, in the beginning of 2000, we were still flexible and being able to work from home. I took a very aggressive decision in my career, along with my spouse, to put my career on hold. And to take that decision, to put a career on hold when you're at the peak of your career, I was in the beginning of my 30s. And so it was just all looking great from a career perspective. However, I did not feel my life balance was right for me. It was work and life. So I did take a pause, and I took a long pause for 12 years. And I know it's very frowned upon in the corporate world. However, I feel this is the best thing that I ever did in my life. As a career woman, as an educated woman, as a mother to my kids, I was able to give them all I could. I can participate in their activities, be part of their life, be part of their social circle, and bring 3 beautiful kids into society and educate them to be part of a corporate world, to be part, to spread their wings and be confident in who they are. And 12 years after that, when I felt they're all ready and I can step back and let them lead on their own, I started to aggressively apply into marketing, into corporate jobs, and I was given the opportunity to get back into the corporate world. I mean, I was persistent. It wasn't easy. Lots of interviews, lots of questions on why you took 12 years off. But I think when you show you are ready to come back and you show you're committed and you show your experience is valuable, I was given the chance to do that. And I started again with a smaller corporation, and then I applied to Dell because I came to know that Dell has something called a Dell Career Restart. So we have a program that gives the opportunity to women that have been out of the work field and workforce to engage them back in our corporate world. And here I am today, and I am finding work-life balance. And as Abeer mentioned, well, my kids are quite older, so I don't have to manage the education from home, but I do have one that is 12 years old. She does manage quite a lot. And when she comes home, she doesn't realize mom is actually working from home on her desk. It's mom, mom. But, you know, I think it's a great thing when you show your kids that you're actually managing to work and telling her to go do her stuff and come back. And it's aspiring to our kids to know that we can do both and you can manage both. And like Abeer mentioned, it's really about, you know, being organized, being structured, knowing what you want, putting a calendar, respecting that calendar, and everyone at home knowing who has to do what. So this is how I found work-life balance now. I guess it was persistence, luck, of course, and really wanting to do what I wanted to do.
Okay. So do you I mean, agree with me, Rania, that the most important here with the kids that we have to give them the base, and then we can give them the freedom with monitoring?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
You know, when they're young, they're still absorbing, they're still learning. You have to instigate them, you have to prompt them. And I feel you have to give them your values. And that was what prompted me to stay home. You know, I am Lebanese of origins, and but I lived and grew up in Montreal, Canada. So I lived all my life in Canada. So my whole family's in Canada. I've been in the UAE for 23 years. And when I had my kids, I was here all alone. So I just didn't want my kids to be raised by a nanny. I wanted them to be raised by Rania, and I wanted them to know Rania's values. And that's why I felt at a young age that I needed to be with them to install my values, my traditions, my culture. And, you know, because once they're older, they're adults, and they do refer back to a lot of things that they believe in when you've trained them as kids, right? When you train a kid to eat when he's 2. You don't train him to eat when he's 20. So you do teach kids when they're younger how to do things.
Excellent, excellent. Does mean that there will be some difference between educated on the past way and that mean now. I mean, the generations, totally the way how they are thinking is different. So that's why usually or currently we're gonna like follow, we give them the base, which is the most important things. And then we let them face the life and they will educate from the life with monitoring and supporting them from the back. This will lead me, Rani, to second question, which is as a marketing, as a woman, as anxious as that you are transferred from Lebanese to Canada, and you're sure that you face a lot of things. What have been some of the biggest struggles and triumphs as a woman in the business?
Well, I've always been in IT. I've been in marketing, and it's always been in IT. And this is a very male-dominated industry, and especially in marketing. In marketing, you know, the voice of marketing in IT is always the least listened to, because it's always about the sales, driving the sales. I mean, sales is always the priority. We are here to support. And I can tell you right now, most of the meetings, I am one out of 6 men in a room. And I think as a woman, I always feel that I need to voice out my opinion. I need to come with concrete facts. I need to be able to show that I am able to deliver and execute. So I should be given the equal opportunity. And I have to say at Dell, I am given the equal opportunity. And really, I am blessed I've been with them for 18 months now. And it has been a wonderful experience, because we have hired juniors where they are given the same opportunity as a senior. It is really about giving your opinion, delivering, and executing. It has no difference what age, what gender, what seniority you have. As long as you are capable of delivering quality, that's what matters. This is how you are able to penetrate in any market, in anything. When you show your will to do and perform, and persistence and consistency, this is what's important in any organization, whether male or female. That's my opinion.
Excellent, excellent. This is actually again take me to the third speaker, Hiba. Hiba, she is, just for your information, she is certified like holistic life and career coach, and she is mainly more on education. So Hiba, happy Women Days. We are happy that you are with us today, and please introduce yourself. Then, I'm gonna give you my questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Esam. It's a pleasure to be part of this great discussion and to celebrate Women's Day with you and with DEWA. DEWA is a close company to my heart. I've been working closely with them on different initiatives. Let me give you a little bit introduction about myself. My name is Hiba Khayata. I'm originally Syrian. I was born and lived all my life here in the UAE, and I graduated from the American University of Sharjah, holding a bachelor's degree of business administration, concentrating on finance and accounting. I started my career as an auditor, but I realized this is not the right fit for me. I'm a person who believes in, having something impactful and connecting with people. So I decided to work and focus on community services. I had the pleasure to work with Injaz UAE, where I worked with Sulaf in building Injaz for from scratch. We started in 2010 and I left in 2016, where we have impacted more than 45,000 students. And then I moved to start organization. And then I had the opportunity to work with Arizona State University as a program director. And then I'm back to AUS, where I graduated. I'm very happy to be here today and to share a little bit of experience as a woman and as a mom, as a working mom.
Welcome back. It's actually honor that you are with us. It's honor that you are grow up here in UAE. So as just now you hear from Rania, that we was talking about what is the most important things, and both me and Rania, we agree that setting the value and transfer the value to the kids is very important, especially with this, the new cultures, which is having, especially now we have more than 100 or more than 120 cultures here within the UAE. So setting the value and transfer the value is very important for the kids. So this is lead me, Hiba, to a question, which is, what are the tips you give to young women who are juggling between career ambitions and family commitment?
Thank you, Dr. Esam. This is a really great question, and I have, out of experience, I would say, and as Abeer and Rania said, it starts with proper planning and staying organized. It's very, very hard as a working mom to control your home and to achieve and to success in your career if you don't have a proper planning and a proper schedule. So your day will be very hard if you don't plan in advance. The next step is I would recommend to have, of course, a normal express your feelings. So it's normal to feel guilty. I know as a mom, I've always felt guilty because I leave them, especially if I work for a long time. It's okay. It's our nature. We love our kids, but it's okay to feel guilty. But always remind yourself that you are a great mom and you are doing an awesome job. Try to get rid of this guilt, because at the end of the day, you are doing great. You are amazing. You are successful at home and at work. So always remember this. And I would always recommend to seek help. It's okay to ask for help. If you have long working hours and if you have many kids and if your kids are young, it's okay to seek a professional help. It's okay to get support from family members. And it's okay also to tell your employer or to tell your boss that you need to spend some time with your family or with your kids. So if you want to leave early, if there is an important occasion or an important event that you don't want to miss at your kids' school, so just be transparent, talk to your boss, and try to be always available to your kids' events and to your kids' activities. And at the same time, give your best to your work. Try to make this balance and try to always be ready and available for your kids when it's needed. And at the same time, try to organize and prioritize your tasks to be able to manage your time at work and as well as your responsibilities at home. Make sure to have some me time. I always tell the ladies and the moms, you need to have time for yourself. It's really important in order to have the power and to recharge yourself, to give back to your home and to give back to your work. You need to have some me time and you need to have some quality time for yourself. So if you have a little bit, maybe 30 minutes, a quality time or some me time, you will be able to have you will be recharged and you will be having the power to give to your kids and to your work. And always spend quality time with your kids. It's not important to spend 10 hours but no quality and you are stressed. But what it's really impactful is to spend and dedicate 1 hour with quality, to talk, to read, to do activities together. This will really, really, really build a great relationship with you and your kids, and as well as will make you feel happy and will make you feel balanced.
Excellent.
So these are a little bit tips that I would like to share.
Actually, what you mentioned just now, the long hours, is remind me by before 100 years. Sure, I was not born, but what as per the history, and especially on 1908, when there's like 15,000 women, they are trying to, march through the New York City. They are asking for a couple of things. One thing, which is the shorter hours. So at that time, they are asking for shorter hours. For time being, we have, the balance between man and woman. Now, as a man, saying that at the same time you have a long hour. So how do you think that at that time they are asking for shorter time and now you're having like the long time hours, working hours? So I'm happy that I hear from you that a couple of tips is actually closing the misunderstanding of the long hours and how we can overcome the short hour, which is asking before 100 years. Now, since that, Hiba, you are from American University in Sharjah. Again, this is remind me with the poem or the thought of His Highness Sheikh Ajwahar bint Muhammad Al-Ghasbi, when she said that it's our duty to always strive to empower women in the Emirates of Sharjah, and at the same time in the UAE, women should, she said, should advance in the workplaces, and they should seek to develop themselves professional and also support their communities. So the questions here, since that we are talking about the communities, how does your work positively impact women in your workplace or the community?
Thank you, Dr. Esam. This is a great saying from Her Excellency Jawahar. And I mean, we at AUS, we really believe in women empowerment and in gender equality, and we always fight for it. And we always, as a manager of the career services, I always try to work with my female students to encourage them to take on a leadership positions. We always try to empower students, female and as well males as well, but we're now, because we're talking about women, I will talk about our female students and alumni. We always support them, we empower them with the skills they need to succeed in the workplace. We collaborate with different organizations, corporate partners and private, in the corporate and the private and the government, to help these women to take on a leadership positions and to prepare them to be successful in the world of work. We recognize our alumni who have successfully led different positions. We try to engage them in activities, and we try to make them engage in different events that we give them the opportunity to share their experiences with students and to share their professional experience and their life-work balance experiences to support and to inspire other students who are about to graduate. at AUS, on AUS level, we have a great gender diversity, and we have a great environment where we give the opportunity for the ladies to grow at their work and to take on different positions. They give us the opportunity to learn, to grow and to develop. We have a great opportunity to take on different training courses and to participate in different activities, like here I am today participating. Our leaders are very supportive, and they give us the flexibility to work and to maintain our family commitments as well. So I'm very thankful that I'm working at AUS, and I'm very thankful for my leaders who trust me and give me and empower me to grow and to inspire others and to be part of this great community.
Excellent, excellent. This is again Rania. I'm going to Rania, since that we are talking about the inspirations. Rania, my question is, what woman has positively impacted or inspired you in your career? And what's one lesson, at least, she taught you?
Wow, that's really a good question. You know, when we think of, when someone asks you such a question, you always think of like all these big names and big leaders. And actually for me, it's been, it's my best friend. I know normally people say their mothers, although my mom is an inspiration. I mean, she only retired when she was 74. She just kept working all her life, never stopped. And we had to beg her at the age of 74 to stop. But really from my generation right now, I would say my best friend. We started together in the multinational here in the UAE. And when I took a step back, she's also a mom. And she kept with her career, and she just kept going and ramping and ramping. And she always said, Rania, you can always do both. You don't have to do one or the other. Jump back in. So she was always my inspiration to come back into the workforce and be able to manage between home and work. And she always encouraged to say and to do that it can be done, and it is done, and women can succeed. And, you know, mashallah, she's really doing really, really well. It's funny, we both work for competition, but both still in the IT world. And she's raised 2 wonderful kids, and she's super amazing, super inspiration. She finds time, like Hiba said, we need to find time for ourselves. This is something I always try to do every day, need to exercise, because that's my me time where I need to let go and expose. So let my brain relax and, you know, just feel good about myself. So that would be my inspiration, my best friend, really.
Excellent, excellent. Abeer, any inspirations from your side?
Well, Dr. Esam, this is a very interesting question. In my opinion, I'm taking something from many women around the world. And this precisely, if we will talk about the UAE women, where we have reached to a very high levels, mashallah, with the support of our leaders and the ruler of the UAE. I don't like to precise it to someone, because as I said, yani, from each and every woman that is very known and famous and having very high levels, there is something that inspiration that I will take it from that lady. But the most maybe inspired lady that I even like to always have and to know more about her is Her Excellency Miss Reem Al-Hashimi. Mashallah, yani, she's really a great woman. She's really, yani, no words to explain how she inspires us, yani, in whatever she's doing to the UAE. Mashallah. Allah yahfadha.
Hiba, the same questions will be to you. Any inspirations, women, from your side?
Thank you, Dr. Esam. Well, this is a very, 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 I mean, close question to my heart, because it could give me the chance to remember and to recognize an amazing woman and an amazing leader. Suraya Salti, may her soul rest in peace. She was the previous Injaz CEO, the previous CEO of Injaz Al-Arab. She actually brought Injaz junior achievement in the US to the world, to the Arab world. Suraya was a great leader, a great woman, a very successful, ambitious, a real human. She believed in her mission, and she followed her passion. She really inspired a lot of people, and she inspired me a lot. And I would always remember her, and she helped inspire more than 3.7 million students. And she started in one office in Injaz Al-Arab in Jordan, and now there are more than 20 offices in the MENA region. So she's a great inspiration. She's a great leader. I would love to be like her one day. And the most important thing, or the lesson that she taught me, is like, follow your passion and believe in what you do.
Excellent. Wishing that God will forgive her and to sleep in peace. Hiba, the question just now, which I would like to note from your, or you answer it. I want you just to describe the 3 characteristics about yourself that you believe led to your success in your career life.
As I said before, passion. So I believe my passion to connect with youth, to empower youth, to help them achieve something and to help them be on the right path is what drives me and what makes me continue on working with career ambitious and career coaching and developing myself on these areas. The drive, the ability to learn. I'm a person who likes to learn. I believe every day we learn a new thing, whether from our teachers, our bosses, even our kids. So every day we learn a new thing. So ability to learn and drive is another characteristic. The third thing is, and the most important thing, is ability to connect and build relationship. And I believe this is number one character that I have that makes me successful and makes me happy and gives me the power to continue. I love to build relationship. I love to connect with people, with a human, and I love to work in collaboration with others.
Excellent, excellent. Rania, actually, I'm curious because I'm interested about the marketing. And usually, the marketing, they have, something like a segment about the audience, and you have this kind of stuff, when you make like the pie chart and then you have to segment it. So it's interesting. However, I would like to know that what will be like daily or weekly ritual you have that contribute to your, ongoing success.
Chaos.
Exactly.
No. Look, like we said, I do, Saturday night, Friday, Saturday, which is naughty. I shouldn't. I look at my calendar a lot. And Saturday is errands. Friday is family day. So it's very structured. So my pie chart is very, very structured. During the week, it's a lot of work. And then, if I have to study with my 12-year-old, it's at 7 p.m. And, and like I said to you, my workout is very important. Even if it gets done at 8 p.m., it gets done. So it's really being persistent. I am a person that is driven, and I have to, if I say I'm going to do it today, it's going to be done. And it's really putting down a task of things. And sometimes, believe it or not, I say, it didn't work out today. It's okay. It's going to happen tomorrow. Don't beat yourself up, because we're human. And sometimes we need to give ourselves a break. And, like Hiba said, remember me. And also remember, there's, if you're married and, with your husband and kids, there's another partner with you that supports you. So my partner currently is actually working in Saudi, so I'm doing it all on my own here. But but you know, depend on your person, depend on, you know, if you have older kids, ask your older kids to help out. You know, there's a lot of, depend on others. So my part chart is full, lots to do, but it's being structured, organized. Look at your calendar. Do use your calendar. It really helps. And segregate your calendar. Even when you have your doctor's appointment, fill it in between your work appointments. I mean, get organized and segregate your pie chart.
So within your pie chart, what is the most, you know, things which is taking more or sucking your energy?
Well, yeah, it is work. It is work. I have to say, it is work.
So that's mean you have to revisit your pie chart, isn't it?
Well, no, we do. You know, you do your 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, because that is the it is a 7. You know, we have 5 days out of the 7 is work, right? So so it's work, and then kids time, and then me time. That's how the day normally is. And especially, like Abeer said, working from home now is, you know, my walk is from my bedroom to my desk. There's no drive in the car. There's no let me pass by the supermarket. There's no lenience. Even the supermarket is done online, so everything is on my computer. But I do make sure I have fun time. My fun time here, I love the beach, and I make sure I go to the beach every Friday, because it's very, very, very important for me to, you know, fresh air and swim. And, you know, this is something I enjoy, my kids enjoy. So this is what brings us our bond time. But yeah, work takes most of my time. This is the reality.
Okay, so I encourage all the audience here to have their own pie chart where they have segmented all the things, and then they put some percentage where they are actually what the thing which is, you know, sucking their energy. Based on that, they have to revisit it each quarter at least to know exactly if they make a balance with your life. Do you agree with that, Rania?
Sorry, yes, definitely. Definitely. Always revisit, and always remember, like, it's okay if things fall off. It's okay. It's okay. It's, we're human.
Okay.
I think, Abeer, were you trying to say something? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
I am only confirming that, yes, I agree. Yes.
Okay, so before we go to the audience question, just the last question for all of you. What do you do regularly, actually, to celebrate your woman self? We'll start with Rania.
Oh God, that's a really tough question, honestly. What do I do to celebrate as a woman? You know, I celebrate my life, I think. I celebrate my kids and my achievements. And just last Friday, we were out for lunch with a family member, and someone was telling the kids, you should be proud of what mom has achieved, because to make it come back was not easy, but I've really put my whole heart and passion into it. And I'm proud of the kids I've raised and who they've become and what they're going to do and achieve in life. I'm proud of my life. I think that's my achievement. That's how I celebrate. I celebrate my colleagues. I empower other women. I truly enjoy being in a multinational corporate world, being in the UAE, having such an open-minded country and having the freedom to express myself and do my work as a woman. It's a truly an honor. I mean, I've been here 23 years. It is my second home. I refuse to leave. I love it. Yeah, that's, I think, how I celebrate it in simple terms, just truly enjoying life as it is.
What about you, Hiba?
This is a great question. Well, I celebrate me and my hard work by every month I dedicate, or I reward myself with a gift. The gift should not be always materialistic, so it might be something that I want to buy. Sometimes I go on a vacation with my kids, staycations. I try new adventure. So every month I have to choose something new to try it. So last time we tried trekking. So me and my kids and my husband, we went to Jabal Jis, Wadi Shis, and it was amazing. So I like every month to do something special to celebrate my achievement and my kids' achievements and my husband's achievements.
I wrote my names on one of the stones. Do you see it there?
It's there. I can see it.
Yeah.
So this is really important, not only me, but my kids and my family, my husband. So as a family, we have to reward ourselves. We have to remind ourselves that we're doing a great job, and we have to celebrate together. And this is how, and sometimes I like to be honest, to celebrate by myself, by giving something for me, not only the family. So depend on how you want to do it every month.
Excellent. Abeer, would you like to add something?
Yes, beside Hiba's and Rania's ways, as you know, there are various things that we need to do. For me, Dr. Esam, maybe I'm very precise, but the first thing that I do with any achievement or success that is known and acknowledged by the authority, I pray for Allah, thanking Him for the support and where I am today and how I was able to succeed and show the success, not for me, even for my team. At the same time, of course, I thank and I appreciate all the support that my team do it, because without my team working behind the scene, like the unknown soldiers, let's say, then we will not be able to reach to wherever we are in. Similarly, also, whatever achievements that I get, even if it is not related to me precisely, I share it with my children, honestly, and I make them know and understand how things are happening, how we need to share the success as we are also sharing the failure, because this is a lesson learned for them today and as they are growing up, inshallah. الله يحفظهم. There are many ways, as as Hiba and Rania also commented.
Excellent. Okay, so before pass the floor to Dad to get all the questions, to make a conclusions that we have to participate, or the conclusion is actually, as we say in the beginning, we have a gap which is between the work life and between our life as humans. And to close this gap, we agree that in 4 points. First of all, we have to set the value where we have to educate our kids. This is the value. And then, as we say, that we have to monitor them and to support them whenever they need. The second things, we say that we have to set or put some inspire for ourselves. And most of you, you have some inspirations, leaders, where you can get inspired from them. The third things where we discuss, I think, with Rania about the life pie chart. Each one of us should have at least one life pie chart. And the last things is celebrating our achievements. Thank you for having me. With that, the floor is yours to get more questions.
Actually, my heart is super full. I'm super inspired. Thank you so much, ladies. Dr. Esam, you just summed it in the best. You have wrapped it in the best way possible. These are the major 4 takeaways that not only working moms, but women in general should do. Self-care, 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 being showing gratitude to everyone around you, to the colleagues, to the family, to your supporting system. And again, work-life balance is about identifying your priorities and just focusing on what's important and what's urgent, and reorder your priorities based on what really matters the most to you. Guilt is there all the time. As a working mom, as a human, there is always something forward to run. But you know what? Sometimes it's just nice to slow down, sit by the beach, just look at the waves, sit on the prayer mat and say Alhamdulillah, or just go on a trekking and just go at the top of the mountain, at the summit, and shout out loud that I did it and they can do it every now and then. It's about keeping your heart full, your cup full, to be able to share compassion, empathy to everyone around you. So I can't find any way better than this seminar and this forum to celebrate our International Women's Day. Ladies, thank you so much. Dr. Esam, thank you so much. I think we have 29 people who are joining. Allow me, if possible, just to open the floor again to people to join us, because if they haven't joined the I Choose Challenge, maybe they can do that right now. Whoever is online, before we sum up, actually, no, we can give do you, panelists, do you have another 5 minutes just to open the floor to the audience to ask questions if they have?
Sure.
Are you free with time? Can we
Sure.
spare another 5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, so team, whoever would like to ask any question to Dr. Esam or to the panelists, please feel free to raise your hand. At the MS team, we have the first one, Hamad Riaz. Please unmute yourself and identify or just state who you'd like to address the question to, or if you want to address it to all the panelists, please state that.
I would like to address to the whole panelist. So IT has been a male-dominated environment where I'm working. So what can we men do to help to achieve this equality?
This is an amazing question. Who would like to address it first? Ms. Abeer, you'd like to address this question? Being a senior manager in an IT field, how do you see men should do to help you in achieving equality or helping you to thrive in your career?
Very tricky question and very difficult to answer, honestly. Of course, men need to support us. And if it is needed and we require their assistance, honestly, they have to have that open hand and willingness, honestly, which I have noticed a lot in DEWA, not in the previous private sector, let's say. Of course, it all depends on the duties and the roles and responsibilities of the teams that are involved to achieve a target goal by the end. Thank you, Riyadh.
That's a great way to answer it. Hiba, would you like to add on that?
Thank you, Widad. It's a great question. And I would like to say that if you have a male manager, I would say to support women, they should give them the flexibility, because the flexibility will help them to be more productive and to achieve this work-life balance. They should engage them in different activities to make them grow and develop in their careers. And they should always have great and equal opportunities for both female and males, and of course equal opportunities to grow and to hand-on leadership positions.
Thank you so much, Hiba. Thank you. I agree. Flexibility is key for women growth and the work-life balance. Rania, would you like to add?
I think in all simplicity is just giving the opportunity to women. For every man we hire a woman. So equal opportunity in an organization. I think this is something very important, and we tend to overlook that in the IT industry, especially when it comes to the technical world. We tend to see more male dominated, but there are just as good females. So I think when reviewing your CVs, when reviewing your profiles, you have, for every men's CV, I have a woman's CV, of course, of equal qualifications, but having given the opportunity, equal opportunity.
Actually, this is a very well said, and that would lead me directly to Dr. Esam. Being a CTO, Chief Technology Officer, how do you see you would support the ladies in your team, and what would you do to show commitment to, what do you choose to challenge actually in International Women's Day?
Okay. Honestly, I started maybe my speech when I say about Socrates, and I mentioned that a woman genesis lies in her heart. And I said also that we have to learn from the woman itself. What does it mean, like when I say about heart? It means that we have to give them a respect, and we have to give them a support, opportunities, and we have to give them exactly to know their mentality and their what they are capable to do, which is mean we will not give them something which is overload. We know that they are responsible about preparing new generations. We know their capabilities, we know their skills, we know they are professional on the thing which they are doing, we know that they are multitasking, but it doesn't mean that we're gonna give them overload. So for me, the most important thing is the respect, and actually we learn from them as a man, how we have a cute heart.
That's super cute. Thank you so much. Actually, we have not only cute heart, we have a strong heart to be able to balance and juggle between all the responsibilities. Thank you so much.
I can challenge you because usually the man, he like to say like the people calling him based on his age. The woman, whenever, even if she is a grow up, she like to be, you know, like kids or cute in her lover or in her father, on her heart. So this is the way where we are talking about. But in the end of the day, is a relationship.
So we appreciate our young heart always. Is there any question from the audience before we end the session, team? If you'd like anyone to add a question. Actually, I just have a question from my side till we see if there's anyone from the audience would like to add. In Sheryl Sandberg's book Lean In, she has addressed how she's the chief operation officer of Facebook, and when she wrote that book, she was saying about work-life balance, but she was also addressing the power that a woman has in an organization. The question for all the panelists: what are the things from your experience that you have done to make sure the next generation of women have a better workplace, like to have a better workplace? What are the things that you have done, you have asked management, or maybe you have been an advocate or a catalyst of change to have a better workplace for women to grow or to evolve? Anyone would like to start? This question is for all of you. Hiba?
Thank you, Ida. This is a great question. I would like to share with you a little bit of experience in Injaz, where we were trying to empower women and empower youth to become successful in the global economy. And interesting enough that we have been always encouraging the young generations, the ladies, to participate in our programs and to take on different turning opportunities to be ready for the world of work. And what's really funny about it is that the number of ladies who used to participate in our programs, and especially the entrepreneurship program, was higher than the male. And the number of ladies who took and won the CEO of the company or the CEO of the year was higher than the men. So this is our basically our goal or our key focus is to help and empower these ladies and to prepare them from young age to succeed. And that's what we're doing here in AUS, where we are trying to engage them as much as we can in many activities, and we give them the opportunity to take on different leadership positions on campus and outside the campus, and to participate in extracurricular activities so we can prepare them to become successful leaders and to take on a very important and senior management role in the society. And I would like also to add and to thank the UAE, because the UAE gave the great opportunity for females and for young generations and for females to handle and to take on different leadership positions as Minister of Youth, Minister of different kind of managerial jobs, and to make these ladies shine in the world of work.
That's so true. That's so true. We're witnessing a change of empowering women in UAE. It had set the example where they have also like assigned the youngest minister who's a female. So I think UAE is definitely setting an example where we empower women, and they're actually making a change in history where women have been given challenges, but also given opportunities to prove and to break all the stereotype of we can do it or we have a limitation on what we can do. Rania or Engineer Abeer, do you like to comment on that? Because that would be our last question before we end. So would you like to contribute on an incident of women empowerment that you have led inside your organization that has changed businesses or has changed something in the policies to empower more women? Yeah.
Yes, at DEWA, as you know, that we are in supportive, we are in a very supportive environment where we are encouraged and empowered to do more and more assignments. And by the way, here at DEWA, the percentage of the women is higher than the men, honestly. And even in the leadership level, we are in a higher positions into it. We are leading by example, and thanks to God, we are able to succeed and increase our inputs and so on in DEWA. There is also very important is that we need to take care also of our team. And even as you said that we need to have that balance between the work and how we get things assigned, how we need to take things working. So it's about taking care about the well-being of the person in order to be able to support us and be where we are as per the capacity that we can do it.
That's really interesting to say, and I feel I'm very honored to be and proud to be working part of one of DEWA subsidiaries, because the efforts that they've been doing to women empowerment is magnificent. As you said, they have even a women association where they organize activities to support women and to empower them. Rania?
Well, really quickly, being part of Dell Technologies, we have women empowerment.
I think we have lost Rania.
Thing called Progress Made Real, where, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry. I said being part of Dell Technologies, we have empowerment groups. We have something called Progress Made Real. This is a commitment that the company has made by 2030 that 50% of our global workforce will be women and 40% of our leaders will be women. And mainly we have special mentorship programs. So there are a lot of programs. However, personally, I have not contributed to that. These are programs that are set by Dell and that I take part in. So just make sure you know what your organization offers, like Abeer, what she was saying, and make sure you.
Yeah, we've lost you again.
And communicate about it. Oh God.
No, it's fine. We
need
to communicate about programs and support, but that's great. So, sir, if you allow me, there is one last question that we have received in the chat, and I think it's a really interesting one. Wajdan is asking, have you ever faced gender-specific challenges or stereotypes or barriers during your career time, and what tips you have to overcome such thing? Who would like to start?
No, honestly, I never faced such a thing, honestly, never.
That's really interesting to hear that in the organization that you've worked with, which is DEWA, they give an equal opportunity for women and men. That's really like it keeps our heart full to hear such thing. Rania, you'd like to add?
I would like to add a point here, by the way. I believe, in Dubai or in general UAE, we have no issues in terms of empowering women into the workforce. However, I believe the issues lays where the challenges of the policies around the woman. So, for example, if you take maternity,
yes.
Right? So that's, I think, that as a company as well as a country, we should look into those challenges rather than, saying that we would like to empower women. Because I don't think we have issues putting a woman into workforce or into leadership roles. You can see women all the way up to ministry levels. And they're doing very well. The challenge is that people are avoiding or to look into is, for example, if I take maternity or paternity, whichever it is they need to make sure that that's actually to the international level or to the countries that are doing very well at it. Say, for example, Finland or France, where maybe they give, I believe, 1 year because they know the importance of taking the children into consideration when raising them. So
that's one of the things actually that we need to rather look into, rather than just saying that let's put them into the roles. I know they can do this, but they also have to consider the other part, which is the work-life balance in this situation.
That's so true. Actually, it's a very valid point, Saeed, and this is where us as women in leadership or ladies in leadership, where we need to voice our challenges as women and make sure that our companies would maybe make a change. This is one of the things that I would believe may make a change. Rania, you would like to add?
Yeah, I want to add to that with that, because, you know, I had my first child in 1999, and I was working then, and I'll comment. I mean, my maternity leave was exactly 40 days.
Oh, wow.
And which was horrible, because I had to include that because I wanted to go back home to have my child and then come back. And when I came back home, when I came back to work, my son was 10 days old, and I had a business trip to France. And you're so right. It was so hard. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, to leave a 10-day-old baby at home and go back to work. But in hindsight, right now, I do say right now, I think it's up to 6 months maternity leave. So things have changed. I mean, I have seen things change in the UAE. Even nurseries have changed. Back then, I couldn't find a nursery that can take an infant in a whole day. It was only till 12:30. I mean, things are developing, and change takes time, but it is, I have to say, it is happening. But a point really well said. I mean, in Canada, maternity leave can go up to 2 years. So, but things have changed, and they are changing. And, you know, that is such a, you know, what you're saying is we should try to make engagements for women that are more flexible, that can help us grow in our careers. And that's really a true point.
100%.
And I think working now with the new, rules of working from home and the flexibility, this will solve the issue and will give us more chances to work and at the same time take care of our kids and manage between both.
That's a very valid point. Making sure that we respect that time, still work, even working from home, still finish after 5 o'clock without interfering into personal life, and working after working hours. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hiba, Abeer, Rania, and Dr. Esam, your inputs, your insights, your experiences have been very inspirational. I'm very grateful for your presence and for investing again your morning with us. If you allow me, before we end, if we can invite the audience, because not all of them have joined from the beginning. Team, just a quick one. International Women's Day is happening today, and they have a global theme called I Choose to Challenge. What we have to do is turn on your camera, just raise your hand, and we're going to take a screenshot if you're comfortable with having your face on our screenshot that we've taken. And this would show your commitment and your pledge to support women equality worldwide. And this picture would be submitted into the International Women's Day website. So it would be a way of commitment to this International Day. So feel free to turn on your camera so we can start seeing some cameras. After that, we're going to end the forum. Good to see some male guys. Whoever is in the call and your men, please show faces. We need to show that we support women, even if you're men. Anyone would like to join? I'm gonna start the, I'm gonna take the screenshot now. A big smile. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, team, for joining. Thank you for your time. Dr. Esam, I'm very thankful for your time, for your inputs, and for your moderating the session. You've been a great moderator. And Hiba, Rania, and Abeer, thank you so much for your time, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Part of this.
Thank you.
Happy Women's Day.
Have a happy International Women's Day. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
شكرا وسام.